In this video, we focus on web stores and the commerce you can do through them using the multi-channel Agiliron suite. We speak about web stores in the plural, not singular, because we offer two distinct types of web stores, and you can have as many of each as you need, hence plural. We offer B2C web stores, which stands for business to consumer. These B2C web stores are open to the public and are typically used for retail orders. We have many turnkey templates or themes you can pick from, so you can be operating very quickly, just as soon as you import your product data. We also offer a second type of web store, a B2B web store, which stands for business to business. These are generally only open to customers that have a login account with you. B2B web stores are generally used to sell product to other business or intermediaries like retailers or dealers. They typically use wholesale pricing or special volume discounting. Because these B2B web stores are not open to the public, they are sometimes called portals because the customer must have an account with you in order to log in. These B2B web stores support more complex operational transactions than B2C web stores, supporting things like customer-specific pricing, minimum order quantities, display or stock information, rapid reordering using single-page product selection, purchasing with POs, charge-to-account payment terms, etc. But more details on B2B web stores later. Also important is that all of our newest web store templates are responsive, which means your web store, whether it's B2C or B2B, will automatically resize and reshape itself to fit on whatever hardware device the customer is using, whether it's a PC, Mac, desktop, laptop, a tablet, or pad, or smartphone. Your web stores automatically morph themselves for mobile devices so you can capture all the fast-growing mobile commerce. Lastly, we offer integrations with third-party web stores like BigCommerce, Magento, Shopify, and WooCommerce. We will talk about our third-party web store adapters in more detail in a bit, but suffice it to say, now that prospects with existing web stores can plug those web stores into the Agiliron suite and get the benefits of Agiliron's other integrated channels and its unified back-office and front-office functions. But first, we will look at the setup of Agiliron's B2C and B2B web stores. We start by going to the upper right corner here to the Settings section and then scroll down and click into the Channels section. Now here in the Channels section, you notice a drop-down menu showing all the different choices you have for sales channels that Agiliron supports, including retail POS for brick and mortar as well as mobile retail stores, marketplaces like eBay and Amazon, and various web stores. Here's the Agiliron B2C web store. Here's the Agiliron B2B web store. In addition, you see the channels I referred to a moment ago for connecting to leading third-party web store platforms like BigCommerce, Magento, Shopify, and WooCommerce, shown in alphabetic order. Agiliron recognizes that many customers have existing web stores that use one of these leading web store platforms. These customers often want to keep their web stores with the design investment they already made and the traffic they already draw, but they also simultaneously want to adopt a multi-channel commerce suite like Agiliron for the capabilities we offer. So for once, you can have your cake and eat it too. We have built these 4 adapters for these 4 platforms, so customers with web stores from these platforms can operate their web store right alongside other native channels in the Agiliron system. We support the same set of data flows that Agiliron does with all its own channels. These are very valuable adapters if you already have a web store from one of those 4 platforms. Lastly, here is the remote web store channel. It is included here for those few but special situations where the Agiliron customer must host a web store remotely. In other words, their web store is not hosted by Agiliron, and it uses a shopping cart platform we don't already have a direct adapter for. For these special cases, the remote web store channel is used, and the Agiliron API, which stands for the Application Programming Interface, must be used to construct the connecting bridge. We call these bridges adapters, and others sometimes call them plugins. In any case, the existing remote web store that sits external to Agiliron must connect to Agiliron through one of these bridges. A bridge, or adapter, enables the Agiliron suite to integrate and support your remote web store, just as it would any other sales channel. So net-net, adding a new web store is as simple as selecting the type you want from this drop-down menu and then clicking the New Channel button here. That click brings up the options to the web store you just clicked. After that, the web store you picked is added to the system. In this demo video, we're going to create 3 different web store channels, so you'll know all your options. The first web store will be an Agiliron B2C web store. The second will be an Agiliron B2B web store, meaning business to business. And the third will be a B2C web store using one of the 4 Agiliron adapters that connect to the leading third-party shopping cart platforms, BigCommerce, Magento, Shopify, and WooCommerce. This will give you a complete picture of the setup for each of these web stores and their feature sets. Let's start with the Agiliron B2C web store. The configuration options for a web store are somewhat more involved than other channels because e-commerce is inherently more complex. We start here by selecting Agiliron B2C web store and then clicking the New Channel button. Here are your configuration options for your web store. The store name field here specifies the URL that will be used by your customers to find your e-commerce store. http:// is already assumed by the field, so you type the rest, for example, www.computerstore.com. You select the inventory location and the price book that applies to this web store. You then select a design for the graphic layout of your store here. There are many designs to choose from. They range in pricing from $200 to $300. But that is a one-time cost. The design selection you make can be changed at any time simply by selecting a different design theme here. Let's take a look at some of the sample designs. All of these designs are responsive and mobile-ready. You will notice as we reduce the screen size that the display of the store changes to accommodate the smaller device sizes. Then click Save, and your new B2C web store has now been added to the system. We can continue adding options to our new web store by clicking Edit here. This is the next set of configuration options. The system starts off with sensible standard default settings already set up so you can get your web store up and running quickly and easily, yet still come back at any time later and adjust things to your heart's content. You can see your work in progress web store. While you're working on it and before you take it live to the public, you simply click the temporary URL that Agiliron initially gives you. This is located in the field labeled Store Temporary URL. You can click that link anytime to see your web store in progress as you are creating it. When the time comes to take your web store live, you simply route your internet domain address at your domain registrar account to the Agiliron servers. Then your web store is live to the public. There are more web store configuration options under the various subtabs here that help you further refine your web store. Let's start with the Payment subtab. Here you select the various forms of payments you will offer on your web store and provide the necessary information for the respective payment methods. Agiliron supports the popular payment gateways like Authorize.net and PayPal and Mercury Pay, and then lets you to connect with your merchant accounts. Similarly, in the Shipping subtab, you can specify the shipping method you want to offer, whether that is a price table or carrier-specific calculated pricing, like USPS, UPS, FedEx. You can also designate rates based on different geographic zones. Below this, you can select the tax zones for the store and map it to the tax authorities set up in Agiliron. If you are using a sales tax rate service like TaxCloud or Avalara, you can select that here as well. Let's continue looking at the other customization refinements for a web store. There are a set of standard pages already built into the web store, but the content on these pages can be customized using the built-in HTML editor. This editor provides a nice interactive way to work with content, including images and other HTML constructs. Or you can easily import HTML content from other tools where you might create them. If you would like to add additional content pages beyond the standard ones we have built in, you can easily create and add them under the Custom Pages subtab, and you can use the same HTML editor for content creation. The Server File Browser tab provides easy access to all the web store-related collateral files. This includes all the images, style sheets, and the PHP or JavaScript code for the store theme you selected earlier. Those files can be customized to whatever look and feel you want. You can also add additional files and directories on the server just like you would with a remote FTP tool in a hosting account. The Configuration tab here provides all the Webstore controls you might want to customize. For example, these include setup for Google Analytics to track your Webstore traffic and conversion metrics, as well as Google Base for submission of product pricing images automatically every night to Google. Now that the Webstore has been set up, let's add products to it so they're available for customer orders. All we need to do is select the product module right here in the left panel, select the products we want to place in our B2C Webstore channel, and click the channel button. On this next screen, we see the quantities of that product being made available for sale in our first Webstore channel. The default quantity being offered reflects the current available inventory, but we could change that here if for some reason we wanted to. We also see the pricing for this product here. The default pricing being presented here is coming from the price book we had previously selected for this Webstore channel. This is a good example of how the Agiliron suite automatically inherited the logical default values for pricing and inventory that you had previously set up, but you have the flexibility and control to change that if for some reason you need to. It is also worth noting here that this manual step of assigning the product to be sold in this Webstore is only necessary one time. Subsequent to this, any changes made to this product or its inventory are automatically updated in the Webstore. Now that we have placed our products in this Webstore, let's take a look at it. There you see the products we just added. That's it. Now those products are ready for customer orders in that channel. All orders from all your multiple sales channels automatically flow into the unified order system ready for fulfillment. They are all displayed here in the orders section. Every order clearly identifies the sales channel that it came through, right here in the subject. If we drill down into an order, such as this one here from our B2C Webstore, we see at the top of the order that it carries with it the customer account and contact that placed the order. Since all orders know the sales channel they came from, you can easily set up custom views and reports that filter, display, and analyze your orders by sales channels. Each and every order also contains its unique order ID number from the originating channel, so you have total traceability. As we scroll down the order page, you can see all the details for each order, including the payment information, bill to and ship to address, the product line items that were purchased, along with any discounts, shipping charges, and taxes. Now the orders are ready for fulfillment. All the customer information and order information is now automatically captured into Agiliron's CRM. This is a huge benefit. Integrating the front office functions like the CRM system with the back office functions like orders and sales history allows you to make targeted sales and marketing actions predicated on prior purchase history. Most CRM systems do not include a real-time integration between the CRM functions and all your transaction history. But the Agiliron Suite's integration enables your business to conduct email campaigns or make special outbound sales efforts based on your customers' order histories, and that drives incremental revenue. This is just another example of the 360-degree integration that Agiliron Suite delivers that helps you maximize revenue. We will now switch gears and shift our focus to the B2B Webstore. All the capabilities we have walked through in the B2C Webstore are also available to your B2B Webstores. But B2B stores deliver additional capabilities to support the unique requirements of B2B sales. As an example, we support payment options that are more common in a B2B context, like offline credit card, which is used to capture credit card information in a PCI-compliant manner for processing later. This is useful, for example, in cases where you might take pre-orders for goods before you have inventory and then ship the goods later. And of course, charge their credit cards later as well. Or deferred shipping, where the shipping charges are not estimated at time of checkout, but the actual carrier charges are added later to the invoice to bill the customer after the products have been shipped. The major differences between B2B and B2C stores are consolidated here in the Configuration tab for B2B capabilities. These B2B specific capabilities include management of restricted access, sharing of stock information, enforcing minimum orders at the order level or product level, etc. Over the last few years, we've added a wide variety of special features for our B2B customers. Let's walk through a few here. Password-protected access. With this feature turned on, it becomes necessary for someone to have an existing user account in order to enter the store. This limits access to the store and its pricing or products to whatever subset of people you want to grant access to. User account creation methods. There are two methods you can use to create B2B Webstore user accounts. For existing customers that you already have in the CRM, you can create a B2B Webstore account for them directly from the CRM. You simply go to the contact and check the B2B customer checkbox. That automatically creates an account for that person in the B2B Webstore. Agiliron provides an email template you can then use to email all the existing customers, inform them about your B2B Webstore, and give them their login information. Those customers just log in, change the password to something they can remember, and their access to the store is enabled. New customers that you don't know yet, but which may qualify for using your B2B Webstore, can be required to provide a passphrase in order to create their own B2B Webstore user account. You can require them to contact you first, which can also be used to require a credit application or anything else you deem necessary. Only then do you provide the passphrase. Stock information display. Turning this feature on enables your B2B Webstore to display available inventory information to the customer, like quantity in stock and quantity on order and date of availability, so they can place their orders accordingly. Minimum orders. Minimum orders can be enforced either in order dollar amounts or in items of product quantity per purchase. Bulk add to cart. This is a particularly convenient feature for matrix item products. It allows the customer to communicate their order quantities for the various SKUs of a matrix product together in one screen and have them jointly added to the shopping cart. Here's an example. It's a product page of a matrix product, which provides a table of the various sizes and colors. The customer simply fills in the quantities for the various SKUs of that product and then does a bulk add of all those SKUs to their shopping cart. Customer-specific pricing. This feature is, of course, a hugely important one for wholesale customers because prices may vary from customer to customer. By checking the customer-specific pricing checkbox, the price book assigned to the customer account in the CRM governs the pricing that the customer sees when they log into the B2B Webstore. Additionally, if the stock information display feature is also turned on, then the table also shows the buyer their customer-specific price relative to the wholesale and retail price. Lastly, based on customer requests, we have recently added a single-page checkout feature that displays the products in a spreadsheet grid. This gives the customer the ability to input their order quantities for many products all at once. This is a great feature for repeat B2B customers that are regularly reordering known products. You can sort the spreadsheet by name or code, but by default it shows all the products organized by product categories. This feature allows your customers to input their order quantities for a bunch of products and then add them to the cart all at once. Well, that was a quick walkthrough of the various unique capabilities of the B2B Webstore. An important concept to grasp here is that most of the special features you saw shown here in the Agiliron's B2B Webstore are features you simply won't find in most web store platforms. Why is that? There is a simple and obvious answer. It is because these extra features flow naturally from Agiliron's integration of the web store with the CRM system. By combining the commerce system with the CRM system, these naturally synergistic features become possible, and they can add substantial incremental revenue for you. Now, as our last quick item to show, let's take a look at creating a B2C web store using one of Agiliron's 4 adapters connected to one of the leading third-party shopping carts. Let's create a new B2C web store channel that integrates an Agiliron adapter with a big commerce store. We will create the channel, just as we have done for the B2C and B2B stores, by selecting the channel type and clicking the New Channel button. In the case of these external shopping carts, there are some credentials that we need in order to connect Agiliron to those systems. The form of these credentials and how to obtain them vary from cart to cart, but the process for each of them is well documented in the Learning Center here. We will now enter the URL for the BigCommerce web store and those credentials needed for the specific cart being connected to. Once those credentials are entered, just save the channel. Now let's edit the new channel we just created. You will see that in addition to the fields we just saw, there is a mapping tab for shipping, payment, and taxes. In each of these sub-tabs, we have the opportunity to specify how a shipping method, payment method, or sales tax rates in the shopping cart is handled when an order comes from a third-party cart into Agiliron. It is important to set this up right so the translation of data as orders comes in occurs correctly. Here you see one set of mappings that we have set up for this store. And that's it. The connection is done, and the channel for the external third-party cart is now in place. Now, the various workflows and data flows as it relates to sales channels are enabled for this external cart as well. This includes 5 key flows of data, automatically and in real time. 1. The ability to push products, pricing, inventory information from Agiliron to the external store. 2. The capture of customer information from the third-party web store into the central Agiliron CRM. 3. The capture of order information from the web store into Agiliron. 4. The automatic transfer of shipment tracking information from Agiliron to the web store on completion of shipping from Agiliron. And 5. The automatic synchronization of product pricing inventory changes from Agiliron to the web store in real time. Let's take a quick look at the channels for Magento, Shopify, and WooCommerce. And you will see their setup looks very similar to the BigCommerce one we just created. The only difference is the connection credentials. These 4 adapters and the API, or application programming interface they use, can create a huge value if you already have one of these 4 web stores in operation. They enable those web stores to plug directly and synergistically into the Agiliron multi-channel suite. That concludes this demo of the web store channels covering the Agiliron B2C and B2B web stores and the adapters for BigCommerce, Magento, Shopify, and WooCommerce. We invite you to pick what's next most relevant for your tire-kicking process from our library at the Learning Center at Agiliron.com. We have an ever-growing library of very substantive demo tutorials that are packed with product information and are without any question whatsoever the most efficient way for you to learn about Agiliron Suite. We have demo tutorials for our other sales channels, for our new customer onboarding process, for multi-channel commerce in general, as well as those covering the core of the back-end system for product, inventory, CRM, and more.